Imagine you've been married for 3 years to the person you believe is the love of your life. Everything's perfect. A cozy home, dinners with friends, and a relationship that everyone envies. But what if suddenly you discovered a secret capable of shaking the foundations of this perfect life? That's exactly what happens to Christopher when he discovers that Layla, his wife, has a secret life as a content creator on OnlyFans, a fact revealed not by her, but by a friend who accidentally stumbled upon her online profile. Christopher and Layla's story takes us on a journey of love, betrayal, and redemption, showing the devastating impact of secrets in a marriage and the consequences of our choices. Christopher and Layla were the portrait of an ideal marriage. Living together in a charming suburban house, their life seemed to be taken from a lifestyle magazine. He, a renowned software engineer, brought home the stability of a good salary and a brilliant mind. She, a talented graphic designer, displayed her creativity in every corner of their home and in her work. They shared common interests like travel and movies, and often hosted friends for elegant dinners, where Layla charmed with her culinary skills. However, despite the perfect appearance, Layla hid a secret that not only threatened to destabilize her idyllic marriage, but also the image everyone had of her. That secret. 6 months ago, she began creating content for OnlyFans, a platform known for its free expression and occasionally adult content. Layla found in this platform a place where she could be herself in a way her current world didn't allow. She used a pseudonym, never fully showed her face, and kept this life carefully separate from her public life. For Layla, it was a way to explore a new dimension of herself, one that was bolder and freer, and that made her feel alive. Layla took every possible precaution to keep her secret safe, using anonymity technologies and operating under an artistic pseudonym that didn't give clues to her true identity. In her mind, this was a facet completely separate from her personal life, an online persona that didn't cross with her real world. In the videos and photos she posted, she was always careful not to show any identifying features of her home or herself that could directly link her to the content. It was as if she wore an invisible mask, allowing her to explore and express parts of herself that remained hidden during daily life. Layla found in this work a form of release and self-discovery, away from the judgment and expectations of the outside world. For her, this was a safe space where she could be truly free, sharing her most creative and intimate side with a community that valued art and personal expression. Everything changed on an ordinary afternoon when Alex, a close friend of Christopher's, accidentally stumbled upon Layla's secret. Browsing OnlyFans for entertainment, he clicked on a profile that seemed promising. However, as he explored the content, a peculiar detail caught his eye: a specific vase in the background of one of the photos. Alex immediately recognized the object. It was a gift he had given to Christopher and Layla at their wedding. The coincidence was too small to be ignored, and curiosity led him to investigate further. The pieces quickly fell into place, and the reality that Layla was behind that account became undeniable. Shaken by the discovery, Alex debated with himself about what to do. After much reflection, he decided he owed the truth to his friend. Bracing himself for the impact this revelation would have, he gathered the evidence and arranged a meeting with Christopher, knowing that what he was about to reveal could destroy the marriage and the life his friend knew. Alex's revelation left Christopher completely shaken. He listened in disbelief as his friend explained how he had discovered Layla's profile on OnlyFans. Alex showed him the photos, carefully avoiding exposing Layla too much. But the evidence was irrefutable. Christopher's world crumbled around him. The woman he loved, whom he believed he knew deeply, kept a secret he could never have imagined. The betrayal he felt wasn't just about the content she shared, but about the trust he believed was unshakable between them. His thoughts swirled between pain and anger, surprise and disbelief. With every second that passed, the image he had of his perfect marriage unraveled, replaced by doubts and suspicions that gnawed at his heart and mind. He knew he needed to confront Layla, demand explanations, but part of him feared the answers he might receive. Determined to take action, Christopher confronted Layla as soon as she arrived home that night. The confrontation was tense and charged with emotion. Christopher, with the evidence in hand, bluntly questioned Layla about her secret work on OnlyFans. Layla, caught off guard and knowing she couldn't deny the evidence, tried to explain her motivations. She spoke about how she felt the need to express herself in a way her current environment didn't allow, about how she found freedom and an outlet for the creativity that her daily work as a designer didn't satisfy. She tried to make Christopher understand that it didn't diminish the love she felt for him, that it was just a part of her that needed a voice. However, Christopher was consumed by the pain of betrayal. He couldn't see beyond the breach of trust, the image of a marriage based on honesty and transparency that now shattered before his eyes. Society's reaction was swift and merciless after Christopher revealed Layla's secret. Friends who once shared laughs and happy moments now distanced themselves, muttering severe judgments under their whispers. The local community, where everyone knew each other, looked at Layla with disapproving glances, as if she had personally betrayed each of them. Some were more understanding, trying to grasp the complexity of the situation, but most were ready to point fingers. For Layla, each day became more difficult. She felt cornered, judged not only by her husband, but by a society that seemed ready to discard her explanations and her needs for personal expression. This isolation only increased the emotional burden she carried, making her days a constant battle against judgment and loneliness. As Christopher tried to move forward with his life, the weight of the decision to expose Layla began to become evident in his own social circle as well. Common friends expressed divided opinions. Some applauded him for his courage in facing what they considered a betrayal, while others criticized his lack of empathy and attempt to understand Layla's true reasons. The work environment also became colder, as colleagues who had previously seen him as an understanding and balanced man now questioned his judgment. Christopher's nights were invaded by questions about whether his reaction had been fair or excessively punitive. He began to realize that in trying to punish Layla, he had also put himself under moral and ethical scrutiny that he did not expect to face. Layla, immersed in an identity crisis and facing the weight of social isolation, found refuge in an online support group. There she met other women facing similar situations, where their personal choices were exposed without consent, resulting in public judgment and rejection. These women shared stories of pain, but also of resistance and claiming autonomy over their own lives. This support proved vital for Layla, who began to feel less alone and more understood. Over time, this contact gave her the strength she needed to begin to see her situation in a new light. She realized that, despite the difficulties, there was an opportunity to turn her experience into something positive and educational, not only for herself, but also for other people who felt marginalized for their choices. As Layla found her new path, her mother, after overcoming the initial shock and harsh criticism, began to perceive the real depth of the situation. She saw her daughter struggling against the tide of judgments and finding a voice that resonated with many other women around the world. This touched her heart in a way she did not expect. Over time, Layla's mother decided to extend a bridge of understanding and support, realizing that she had acted hastily in judging her daughter based on rigid and often unfair social norms. Together, mother and daughter began to dialogue more openly about personal freedom, respect, and the complexities of living authentically in a world that often imposes severe limitations on women. This process of reconciliation and mutual support not only helped restore their relationship, but also strengthened them both on their journey of acceptance and advocacy for individual rights. A few months after the turbulent scandal, Layla took the initiative to turn her pain and experience into a positive movement. She began writing a book detailing her journey, from the shadows of shame to the stage of self-acceptance and empowerment. This book not only narrated her personal story, but also addressed broader issues of freedom of expression, social judgment, and female resilience. In parallel, Layla launched an online project to support women in similar situations, providing them with a platform to share their stories and seek mutual support. This project quickly gained followers, transforming into a vibrant community where dialogue and ongoing support flourished. Layla became an inspiring figure, a voice speaking not only for herself, but for many others who felt silenced by circumstances. With the development of her book and the growing influence of her online project, Layla began to reap the fruits of her hard work and dedication. The support she received was palpable, with countless messages of gratitude and stories of women who found courage through her leadership. Layla felt encouraged and energized by these interactions, feeling that every word she wrote and every story she shared contributed to real and positive change. The impact she was generating helped not only other women, but also served as a therapeutic process for herself. Layla transformed into a respected leader within the women's rights advocacy community, a living witness to the power of resilience and personal transformation. As Layla dedicated herself to building her new life, Christopher faced a period of deep introspection. Therapy helped him unravel layers of his emotions and biases, challenging him to reflect on his initial reaction and motivations. Over time, he began to better understand his insecurities and the impact of his actions, not only on Layla, but on himself. He learned about empathy, about the value of forgiveness and understanding. Christopher also realized that to truly move forward, he needed to reconcile not only with Layla, but also with the part of himself that had acted impulsively. Although he knew some bridges had been burned forever, he was determined to learn from his mistakes and become a better, more aware person. Layla's reconnection with her mother became a crucial point in the recovery of both. Together, they planned and executed workshops and lectures addressing themes of freedom of expression and women's rights to govern their own lives and narratives. These events not only helped others understand and face similar issues, but were also therapeutic for Layla and her mother. Working together allowed them to heal old wounds and strengthen their bonds. The process helped Layla's mother deeply understand the contemporary issues affecting women today and become an advocate for the feminist cause, redefining her role not just as a mother, but as an ally in the larger movement for equality and respect. Layla and her mother brought to life a series of increasingly recognized and respected workshops and lectures in the community. The partnership between mother and daughter proved to be not only a means of mutual support, but a powerful example of what can be achieved when working together to face and overcome adversities. Through these initiatives, they inspired many other women to speak openly about their experiences and fight for their own voices in an often restrictive society. This collaboration renewed both their sense of purpose and direction in life, strengthening them as individuals and as a united team advocating for greater causes that transcended their personal experiences. Layla's personal journey of transformation culminated in a significant and lasting impact. The book she wrote became a bestseller, resonating with women and men around the world, highlighting the importance of personal autonomy and the strength of female resilience. The online project she founded transformed into a robust platform, offering support, education, and a community for those seeking to understand and freely express their identity. Layla became an influential figure in the women's rights movement, showing that even the most painful experiences can be transformed into powerful messages of hope and change. Layla's legacy, rooted in her own redemption, continued to inspire and mobilize efforts for a more just and equitable society. Imagine you, married for 3 years to the person you believe is the love of your life. Everything seems perfect. A cozy home, dinners with friends, and a relationship everyone envies. But what if, suddenly, you discovered a secret capable of shaking the foundations of this perfect life? That's exactly what happens to Christopher when he discovers that Layla, his wife, has a secret life as a content creator on OnlyFans. A fact revealed not by her but by a friend who accidentally stumbled upon her online profile. Christopher and Layla's story takes us on a journey of love, betrayal, and redemption, showing the devastating impact of secrets in a marriage and the consequences of our choices. And you? What would you do in Christopher's place? Imagine discovering such an impactful secret about the person you love. Christopher and Layla's story makes us question the extent of our ability to understand and forgive those close to us. Despite the pain and scandal, both found paths to redemption and self-knowledge. Christopher learned to deal with his emotions and biases, while Layla transformed her experience into a powerful platform for support and expression. Comment below what you would do, and don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up with more stories like this. See you in a new story.